Thanks for having me back. After I left yesterday, I called my uncle, who's a commercial beekeeper, and asked him if he wanted to say anything about this bill. And I'd like to read to you what he said. It's Ed and Eileen Menifee. They're from Barbell Bee Ranch in Squaw Lake, Minnesota, and they're out in California right now. They're breeding bees for this coming season, so they can't be here. They're also among two other testimonies I'd like to read from Dan Whitney of Ottersdale County. He's a commercial beekeeper as well, and Steve Ellis of Barrett, Minnesota. So they're friends and family and colleagues of mine, and this is a really important bill for all of us as beekeepers. So this is what my uncle and aunt said. When Kristy asked me to write a statement she could read at the legislature, I stayed awake last night. I felt my role had changed. You see, my bees are dying. When you provide a service in an industry like pollination, it's never easy to see the outcome of your workers' persistence to do a good job. You place your trust in your fellow man, not realizing how little control you have. Your bees fly into a haze of chemical application in their quest for food and nectar and bring back a lethal cocktail to their sisters and brothers. The effects were apparent in the piles of bees in front of the hive, and in case you see the girls reaching out for sustenance from the hatching brood patterns only to slowly run out of energy and die. Awake now at 2:30 in the morning, I am mourning the loss of my girls. So I'm suspicious that a farmer applied a chemical on his crops, not knowing it would have an effect on the bees. He was only trying to secure his future. What is my future when this happens? I can't replace the workforce that dies, and there's no compensation available when the bees die. It's not only the loss of bees, it is the loss of honey production or pollination income. We are seeing more and more bee losses every year with less production and shortened lifespans. A major chemical application can and has put beekeepers out of business. Thank you for listening, Ed and Eileen Menifee. The next one is from Dan. He's the president of the Minnesota Honey Producers Association. He says that the association appreciates the intent of the bill to compensate beekeepers for losses of colonies due to acute poisonings. It is great news to our organization that the Minnesota legislature recognizes the importance of honeybees and pollinators. Two of the association mission statements are to promote the health and welfare of honeybees and to educate the public about honeybees. Exposure of bees to sublethal levels of pesticides are equally detrimental to colony survival and account for more dead colonies at the end of the season. Who should pay for that? When you look at the big picture of things, most beekeepers would trade a few $100s of compensation for safer honeybee habitat and healthier lives. And then the last person is Steve Ellison from Old Mill Honey Company in Barrett, Minnesota. He said that people who are making and selling these products should be liable. This bill is one step towards bringing people to take responsibility for the damage they cause. Bees are warning us of bigger things to come. And I just want to say from my own personal testimony that when Aaron and I started beekeeping at my uncle's commercial operation in northern Minnesota, and when Aaron and I joined forces to start our business, the Beez Kneez, we thought, well, what happens to our business plan if bees go away? You know, it was a flaw. It financially doesn't make sense, and we would always just have a nervous laughter. And we knew that if bees would go away, we'd have much bigger problems to think about. So problems are here, and they're knocking down the door. Along with my business, my family, friends, and colleagues, they're suffering. Unlike other farmers, beekeepers are not compensated or supported for their losses. You're looking at the next generation of beekeepers. We're here to ask your help, protect our future as farmers, and we urge you to make the right choice in supporting us. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for Ms. Allen? Thank you. Anyone else who would like to testify?